These are the hidden digital locks that car manufacturers have quietly installed in your vehicle, and they're forcing you to pay dealer prices even for basic repairs that independent shops use to handle easily. Your car is spying on you, gatekeeping its own diagnostics, and creating a monopoly that's costing drivers billions. What started as a simple diagnostic port designed to help mechanics fix your car has become the battleground for one of the biggest corporate power grabs in automotive history. And if this kind of video is your thing, kindly like this video and subscribe to the channel. Let me take you back to 1996. Congress mandated that every car sold in America had to include something called an OBD-II port, that little rectangular connector usually hiding under your dashboard. This was supposed to democratize car repair. Any mechanic with a basic scan tool could plug in, read error codes, and figure out what was wrong with your engine. It was revolutionary. Independent shops could compete with dealers on a level playing field. For over 2 decades, this system worked exactly as intended. Your neighborhood mechanic could diagnose everything from a faulty oxygen sensor to transmission problems, using the same diagnostic access that dealers had. But around 2018, something fundamental shifted. Stellantis, the company that owns Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, introduced something called a security gateway module. On the surface, they claimed it was about cybersecurity, protecting your vehicle from hackers. What it actually did was lock out independent repair shops from accessing critical diagnostic functions. Suddenly, aftermarket scan tools could only read basic fault codes. They couldn't clear codes, couldn't perform advanced diagnostics, and couldn't access the bidirectional controls needed for many repairs. Here's where it gets expensive. To regain access, independent shops now have to pay Stellantis an annual $50 fee per location through something called AutoAuth. But that's just the beginning. Tool manufacturers have to pay Stellantis a $50,000 royalty just to be allowed in this exclusive club. These costs get passed directly to you, the consumer. Other manufacturers watched Stellantis' move carefully. They saw how easily diagnostic access could be restricted without major public outcry. Tesla took this concept even farther, building vehicles that can self-diagnose problems and automatically order parts, but only through Tesla's own service network. When your Tesla needs repair, it literally tells you to go to a Tesla service center. The numbers reveal the real story of what's at stake here. 70% of America's 292 million registered vehicles are maintained by independent repair facilities. These 273,000 shops employ 900,000 technicians who service the vast majority of cars on the road. Currently, 75% of post-warranty repairs happen outside the dealer network, and 62% of drivers choose independent shops specifically for lower costs and more personalized service. But manufacturers are systematically eroding this choice. When GM's OnStar smart driver service was exposed for selling precise location data, collected every 3 seconds, to insurance companies without clear consent, it revealed how much control automakers want over vehicle data. The Federal Trade Commission stepped in with a 20-year order forcing GM to give drivers control over their data collection. But the damage to independent repair access continues. The financial impact on consumers is staggering. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, car maintenance and repair costs have jumped 43.6% from January 2019 to January 2025. The average annual cost rose from $652 to $936 per year across all brands. For a 5-year-old car driven 15,000 miles annually, you're looking at $1,519.50 in annual repair, maintenance, and tire costs as of 2024. The labor rate difference is particularly striking. Dealership labor runs $100 to $150 per hour, while independent shops typically charge $60 to $100 per hour. When manufacturers force you to use dealers for diagnostics and repairs that independent shops used to handle, that price difference adds up quickly across millions of vehicles. Electric vehicles represent the next frontier in this diagnostic lockout strategy. Here is something most people don't realize. EVs don't produce tailpipe emissions, so technically they are not required to have standardized OBD-II ports. Manufacturers are exploiting this loophole to create what California regulators call a wild, wild west situation for EV diagnostics. Each manufacturer can implement proprietary diagnostic systems with no standardization requirements. Tesla pioneered this approach, and other EV manufacturers are following suit. California is responding with new regulations requiring standardized diagnostic systems for EV vehicles starting in 2026, but the damage is already being done as more vehicles transition to electric powertrains. The fight back began in Massachusetts. In 2020, voters overwhelmingly approved an expanded right to repair law with 75% support. Maine followed in 2023 with 84% approval. These laws require manufacturers to provide independent shops with the same diagnostic access available to dealers through standardized, secure interfaces. Automakers immediately sued to block these laws, claiming cybersecurity risks and technical impossibility. But their own actions contradicted these arguments. As Aaron Lowe from the Auto Care Association told federal court, the technology needed to ensure cybersecure transmission of data already exists. Healthcare and finance industries routinely handle sensitive data through secure, encrypted access protocols. The legal battle dragged on for years until February 2025, when a federal judge in Boston finally dismissed the automaker lawsuit. Attorney General Andrea Campbell called it a significant victory for Massachusetts voters, but automakers quickly announced plans to appeal to higher courts. Meanwhile, federal legislation is gaining momentum. The Repair Act, introduced by a bipartisan coalition in Congress, would establish national standards for diagnostic access. Representatives Neil Dunn and Marie Gluesenkamp Perez in the House, along with Senators Ben Ray Lujan and Josh Hawley in the Senate, are leading the charge with over 30 bipartisan co-sponsors. The National Automobile Dealers Association opposes the legislation, calling it a Trojan horse for aftermarket manufacturers to create knockoff parts. They claim necessary repair information is already available, and that the bill threatens vehicle cybersecurity. This rings hollow given the recent GM data selling scandal, and the fact that secure data access protocols exist across multiple industries. The real test case is happening right now in Massachusetts and Maine. Subaru has already announced they can't offer their Starlink safety service to customers in Massachusetts because of the right to repair law. This creates a perverse situation where car owners are being punished for laws designed to protect their repair choices. Commercial vehicle operators face even higher stakes. As Mark Caron from the Commercial Vehicle Solutions Network points out, an idle vehicle can cost a fleet over $1,000 a day. When diagnostic lockouts prevent rapid repairs, the economic impact cascades through entire supply chains. The average age of vehicles on American roads has reached 12.5 years, meaning more cars need repairs while manufacturers are making those repairs more expensive and less accessible. The American Automobile Association estimates that maintenance and repair costs average 9.83 cents per mile driven. With the average vehicle traveling 14,489 miles annually, that's $1,424 in yearly maintenance costs that are increasingly funneled toward higher-priced dealer services. NASTF, the National Automotive Service Task Force, serves over 54,000 members, trying to navigate this increasingly complex landscape. 38 manufacturers now require their verification system to access diagnostic functions. But NASTF receives no financial support from these automakers, despite managing access according to their security requirements. The irony is profound. The same OBD-II port that was mandated to increase repair access and competition is now being used as a choke point to restrict both. What was designed as a standardized interface for emissions monitoring has become a proprietary gateway that manufacturers control for maximum profit. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and join our community. Thank you for watching.